business owners will pay for a website that they feel really good about, or that the agency who's creating it feels really good about, but no one is looking at what does the customer feel about it. And that is the number one most important thing. You could spend $20,000 on a gorgeous website and it could be a terrible converter. And by converter, what does conversion mean? We may even be talking to people that don't know what conversion means.
Yeah, we're talking about getting people who look at your content, who look at your website to make a purchase, to spend money with you. So who are we? Why should someone listen to us?
I'm Lucy. Started a marketing agency in 2018. Really like doing marketing. Gotten pretty good at it.
Pretty good at it.
Have some clients. I don't know.
A handful.
Yeah. Got a bunch of clients.
I'm Jackie. I've been a paid media manager for the last 4 years at the marketing agency. And yeah, we have seen the good, bad, and ugly that businesses are doing in marketing. And we are here to tell you what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah, I feel like it's super important even to like hit on the what doesn't work, because we see so many businesses like wasting so much time on marketing that is ineffective and money. Time and money. Lots of money.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about pretty marketing versus profitable marketing. What does that mean? What does that look like?
You coined the phrase, you're genius. We hate cliche phrases. We like clear, direct response marketing.
Don't be cheesy, yeah.
But that is one
kind of like it.
That works.
Pretty versus profitable, guys.
Yes.
It's a real thing.
So pretty marketing is like aesthetic marketing that looks pretty.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah, it makes you feel
like my brand
as a business
good.
owner. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, look what I have created. Look what I've accomplished. I am a badass. I'm the best.
Yeah. My logo looks good. My Instagram feed is so aesthetic. That's what pretty marketing is, right? But
if you're not making $1,
who cares?
No one.
No one cares.
No one cares.
Except you, because you think it looks good.
Well, and if you're like a trillion bajillionaire and you don't need to make money off your business, you just want to have like this pretty thing.
Fluff.
Yeah, fluff. Ew.
Good for you.
Then maybe pretty marketing is for you.
Yeah.
Maybe. But for us and most other normal people in the world, we need marketing that generates real money, right? I mean, cash.
Yes. So let's talk about pretty marketing. What in real life, I mean, we've given a couple of examples, but like in real life, what does that look like? What are people doing? Mm-hmm. And what are the pros and cons of that? So you said something the other day about like, stop having your receptionist post on your socials. It's doing nothing for you.
Yeah.
That's literally like, that's it.
Well,
and
businesses do that for like a variety of reasons. Number one, they want to like show off that they have a team of employees because that gives the perception of being successful.
Yeah.
And then number two, it's way cheaper to have your receptionist that you pay $12 an hour to do your social posts than hire an agency or a marketing expert.
Yeah.
But the cons.
Barbara doesn't know what to post.
Barbara don't know what
Barbara does not know what's going to make you money.
No. And honestly, Barbara doesn't really care.
No, she's just there to get her $10 an hour.
We said she's making $12.
Oh, my bad. $12 an hour.
She's checking the box. She's like, whatever, Tom said that I have to do the social post, so here's the post today.
It's done.
Maybe Barbara's young and she's really good at posting on social and she makes aesthetic posts.
Very possible.
But they are not profitable posts. And by profitable, we mean generating revenue for your company.
Yeah, I think sometimes pretty marketing also looks like a website that is beautiful. I mean, it is aesthetically pleasing and all the things. Your photos are high quality. Everything looks great, but it doesn't convert the viewers into paying customers.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
That's a big one that we see. People spend a lot of money to have a website put together, and it doesn't make them money.
Well, and I think the saddest part for business owners and entrepreneurs is they don't know the difference. And especially if you're in like the startup launch phase, you're trying to like do the things that you're supposed to do, which is like start social media profiles, create a website, and you may pay someone a good chunk of change to do your website, and you don't know whether or not it will convert. Mm-hmm. And so you don't know the difference. So you pay for it and then it doesn't work and you're like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah. And I think that's something we didn't touch on too with the social posts is you might be paying an agency, not Barbara. and
don't pay Barbara for social.
That agency may be doing exactly what you ask them to do. So they make it look how you want, what makes you feel good. Or they may be doing what they think is aesthetically pleasing and makes them look good as an agency. Like, oh, I made your feed look like this.
Ew, but who cares?
But business owners often don't. I think that's something that
they just don't
know.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you don't know, right? Like they don't have the awareness of the difference. And that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Well, and for real, like, okay, let's go back to that because you really hit the nail on the head. You said that business owners will pay for a website that they feel really good about, or that the agency who's creating it feels really good about, but no one is looking at what does the customer feel about it. And that is the number one most important thing. You could spend $20,000 on a gorgeous website and it could be a terrible converter. And by converter, what does conversion mean? We may even be talking to people that don't know what conversion means.
Yeah, we're talking about getting people who look at your content, who look at your website to make a purchase, to spend money with you.
Yeah. So, I mean, that like sums up our entire like thought process in terms of pretty versus profitable, because I think you also hit the nail on the head when you shared, like, when you're in the startup phase and you're so super excited to launch, you have this like idea in your head of this is like my baby and I'm going to put it out into the world and people are hopefully going to want it.
And love it like I do.
Yeah. And love it like I do and understand it like I do and all these things. But if you don't super, super carefully study the audience, the target audience, the customer avatar, call it a million different things. If you're not aware of what they're thinking, what their pain points are, what keeps them up at night, what their desires are in relation to your product or service, you cannot create a social media feed or a website that will convert well.
Yeah. I have an example from a client recently. It's actually a med spa, and they came to us. They actually had an agency that they were working with who was doing this super aesthetic Instagram feed, for example. And I mean, everything was like pretty neutrals and had stock photos that were obviously high quality, but the content of the posts, the content of the graphics was not high quality.
Right.
And they started seeing it. The owners started seeing that there was a disconnect, and they started trying to make posts themselves, which that's not their expertise, but they were trying. And so they're putting these posts out there that are not the pretty aesthetic posts, and their agency was getting frustrated with them for posting and messing up the aesthetic of
their
the feed.
aesthetic. I'm sorry, but that was a really garbage aesthetic.
It
wasn't even a good aesthetic.
I don't disagree.
Like it wasn't even pretty.
Thought it was pretty.
Who?
But
when, where, and why?
But when they came to us, they were like, hey, we know something needs to be done here.
It's not working and we don't know what.
Yeah, this is not what people want, apparently. Help us get what people want. And we did. And they are like, I literally got a text this week that said, we had the busiest month ever.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you so much. And it's such simple changes.
Well, it's simple to us because we understand the bigger picture. But if you're a business owner in the launch phase, it feels like maybe like a foreign language completely.
Or overwhelming.
Yeah. Oh, super overwhelming. Yeah. Because it's taken us like years and years and years and years to like figure this shit out.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
I was thinking about some of these marketing companies that are out there, or a marketer, maybe a business brings an in-house marketer, like, hey,
hires like a salary position.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because
wait. They're probably right out of college, right? They just got their marketing degree.
And they know everything.
And therefore they are so qualified. Nothing against people with marketing degrees.
No,
love that.
all.
But it changes so quickly.
It does. And that's what was my point is like, I trust someone who's been in it and steadily working in it day to day over someone that has all the degrees, over someone with 20 years of experience, but they've only done one thing, one type of thing. They haven't grown with the industry, with the way technology has changed. There's changes weekly on some of these things and how you can get in front of your
literally
audience.
Like daily.
And it's just, I don't know.
We're at the mercy of the algorithms.
Yes.
I mean, there's a level of like being at the mercy of the algorithms when it comes to like organic social content and ads, but the other part is like tried and true direct response marketing, Dan Kennedy, Russell Brunson, like speaking in really clearly, directly to your customers about what they want, what they desire. There's like two pieces of that. That part you can learn in school.
You can learn, and it doesn't let you down.
No,
I mean, that's
but
like that clear, concise stuff always works.
Yeah, direct response marketing is. I feel like direct response marketing is my spirit animal. Like
explain what it is.
Okay, direct response. Oh shoot, I didn't like prepare with a definition for this. In my words. Now, someone's gonna like look up the actual definition and be like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But that's okay. In my brain, direct response marketing is writing really clear, direct copy that speaks like very directly. Lord have mercy, I'm saying direct a lot.
Direct.
To your ideal audience. Like you are speaking exactly to them. It's like you understand their pain, you understand their frustrations, you understand what they love, what they hate, where they are in life, their age, their gender, their struggles.
Yeah, it's the copy, it's the things that people read and they're like, how did they get in my head? How did they know that I'm frustrated with this part or I'm struggling with this part?
100%. Okay, thank you. So that is direct response marketing. And I don't know, I think that that's one of the most pivotal pieces in any marketing effort, whether it's organic, social, ads, emails, website copy, whatever, podcasts, blogs, like that's the number one most important thing that does not change. And the reason it doesn't change is because that appeals to human psychology and we are all humans selling to humans, right? I mean, unless you're selling to a dog. I don't know any dogs that buy shit.
I have said so many times that my job is like the ultimate form of people watching, which like,
I like that.
Who doesn't love that? Like, go sit in an airport, you know, like waiting for your flight. And
I've never thought of it that way.
And like, what are they stopping at? Who are they looking
Your
at?
Facebook pixel is people watching. I love that analogy.
Yes.
That's fun.
I love that because it's so fun to see like what they're going to choose and do.
Yeah.
But okay, so we're starting to phase into this. I think let's get into the discussion of what is profitable marketing. Like what does that really look like? Yeah.
So hopefully it's profitable for you in terms of business ops. We can't even speak to that because we're marketers. We don't do biz ops, but profitable marketing would be marketing that generates revenue for your business. Yeah. It's like literally that simple. If your website, your social posts, your ads, your emails are not bringing cash, people are not coming to you with their credit cards trying to buy your product or service, then it's noise.
Yeah. It's, profitable is
it's a waste.
If you're putting $2,000 a month into your ads, you want to be making $5,000, $10,000.
I mean, ideally, you want to make $2,001 at the very least.
At the least, that's profitable as you're growing. But you want a return on that money invested.
Right. So, okay, I feel like we're going a little, not high level, but like a little more abstract.
Yeah.
When it comes to a startup company, a business owner, entrepreneur who's trying to figure out like what do I do first? If I want my marketing to be profitable, obviously they want it to look good and be pretty. Yes, that is important, but profit will trump that. Like if you're not making revenue, you're closing your doors. So if you're a business owner who is in that position, what do you do? Like, where do you start? How do you implement what we're talking about? How do you take action on that? What's step one?
Ooh, what is step
one? I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like step one is knowing the difference, honestly. Like knowing what matters to your leads to your
being able to
clients.
identify.
Yes.
So step one would be like brainstorm, brain dump who your perfect customer is. And the best way to do that, hopefully you already have a few paying customers. You can just look at who they are. Like which ones are the best ones, which ones are the least amount of work and the most profitable, whether you're selling a product or service, you can do that.
Yeah.
And brain dump who they are. Demographic info, obviously start with like their gender, their age, their socioeconomic status, like who are they?
Yeah.
And then go into what do they care about? Why do they want to buy my product or service? And dig into like I love brain dumping and just like exploring on paper, because that is where, I mean, as a business owner, you know your customer, right? Like
you should. You should.
Right. We can't assume anything. But you created your product or service for a reason.
For a certain reason, yeah.
And that is for your ideal audience, hopefully. Yeah. If not, we have bigger problems.
Right.
So brain dump that. Just let it flow out of you onto paper. I feel like I always give that advice to people.
But it works.
But it's such a good starting point. And then it like gets it out of your brain onto paper, and you can start making sense of it and turning it into actual effective marketing strategy. So let's say you brain dump, step one, brain dump your ideal customer, who they are, what they care about. The most important thing when you're brain dumping is to dig super, super deep into like the transformation that they want, their desires in relation to your product or service.
Yeah. So I think a good question, we say this often, to ask yourself when you're like, okay, it's kind of, we're going to pivot here a little bit into features versus benefits. I think that's something people don't necessarily understand the difference between. But features of your product or service are the, like, I offer X, Y, and Z. But the benefits are what X, Y, and Z can do for someone. What does it actually do? Does it give them time freedom? Does it make them look better? Does it make their home smell good? Whatever your thing is. And then from there to ask, so what? So
what?
Yeah.
I love so what.
Yeah. Keep asking so what until you can't get another answer out of it.
So let's give an example that like brings that point super, super home to a business owner. What business?
We were talking about a med spa. We can go with that.
Okay, let's do med spa. You sell Botox. You run a med spa. Botox is one of your most profitable products because everyone and their grandma wants it.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Me either. So you're the 11s for sure.
I know. Okay, so you sell Botox. What do you really sell?
Right. What does Sally care about if she's going to come
I don't
by?
think Sally is getting Botox. I feel like it's Brittany because that's our generation.
That's true.
And our generation is getting wrinkles.
That's true.
So why does Brittany actually want Botox? Well, Brittany just finished a really fun 4th of July party, and she's scrolling back through all the pictures, and she noticed in like 80% of the photos, she had like crow's feet whenever she smiled. And she's like, when did I start looking 45? I'm going to figure something out. And then she scrolls on her Instagram and sees your ad. And what does your ad need to say?
Yeah. How do you speak to that? So you sell Botox. So what? The so what is, well, it helps people look younger. So what? So it will make Brittany feel good if she looks younger, and I can provide this to her at a cost-effective rate, or like, all these things.
Hold on. Let's go even deeper into the so what. So what? She will not feel insecure.
Yeah.
Her husband will find her more attractive. She'll look prettier than all of her friends. I mean, like, if we're being honest, the so what usually always appeals to the ego.
That's very true.
And the desire for like, what was the word I was going to say? The desire for like pleasure, satisfaction, looking good, feeling good. It's always the ego.
Yeah. With almost any service or product.
Literally. Even like a friggin' vacuum cleaner. Like you want people to think your house is clean so that you appear to be a better person. Have it together person.
That's very true.
Like everything appeals to the ego.
It does.
So figure that out for your ideal audience. Like what is those ego triggers that they are seeking when they would buy your product or service?
Yeah. And then speak to those. So on your social post, rather than saying, we offer Botox. Come book an appointment.
And you can go into that with like, there's like different ways to position yourself. Like, I don't know what the price of Botox is, but like $10 a unit versus $12 a unit.
Yeah.
But that's just comparing prices. That's not convincing someone.
Yeah. That's still just about you. Hey, look, I do this. Hey, look, I charge this. That is not what Brittany cares about. Brittany, we've determined Brittany cares about herself. and
I am Brittany.
So how do you speak to Brittany that cares about herself instead of you?
Yeah. Ooh, that's so hard as a business owner.
Yeah.
Because you're all day, every day thinking about your thing.
Yeah.
And you've got to shift. Think about your customer.
Yeah. You got to let go of your ego.
Ooh, go to therapy.
But it's kind of true.
Okay. So you've brain dumped, you've dug into like the desires, the pain points, the ego of what your customer really wants. What's step 2?
Implement that.
Ooh, I feel like that's so gray for someone who doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. But I think it's like literally using that information to your benefit. So just what I was saying, like instead of that post that says book with us, blah, 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 instead creating posts for Brittany that say, hey, do you want to look younger than all of your friends? I mean, you know, as silly as that might sound, we're giving a silly example, but if that's what Brittany's thinking.
She wants to look younger than all her friends. She wants to be the hottest mama on the beach.
And if she sees that, she's going to be like, yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
I do want to look younger
Absolutely
than all of my friends. Let me.
How did you know?
Yeah, right. That's the thing. If you can get them to say, how did you know, you are winning at this. But yeah, so I think first step is for a startup business, my first recommendation of a change to make is on social posts. I know that, or most business owners know they need to put something out there and they're doing it flippantly or they're doing it to look just a certain way. If you're doing posts that are very clear about what you're offering,
all of a sudden you're intentional.
You're intentional with it. And the next step to that would be to add a clear call to action.
Ooh.
So it's like, do you want to look younger than your friends? Book a free consultation.
Yes.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, you've hooked them. We call that a marketing hook.
Yes.
There we go. And then you want to bring them over the edge.
Yeah.
So going back to step 2, literally, I would say implement all of that information into all of your marketing copy.
Oh, 100%.
So if right now as a business owner, you're in the baby stages and you're only doing social media content, start implementing that into your social media content. If you have a website, comb through your website with a freaking glasses and a microscope thing.
Microscope?
I don't know. I just want you to look.
Magnifying glass?
Yeah, that's what I meant. A magnifying glass. I just want you to look really close, like examine everything and implement that copy.
Yeah. If you have a lawn mowing business and you're looking at your website and it's like, hey, we mow lawns.
Okay.
That's
Can I go into that for a second?
Do it.
This is my very favorite example.
I know. I love the lawnmower.
This is my favorite, and I can't even take credit. Ryan Dice, I don't know you, but you've changed my marketing journey.
I'm brilliant.
You're brilliant. So before I launched my marketing agency, which y'all don't care about me because you're my customer, you care about you. Just a little backstory. Before I launched, I used to soak up all the knowledge that Digital Marketer put out. And that's a company that was run by Ryan Dice or is run by Ryan Dice. His marketing brain is excellent. One of the first examples that I ever learned from him in a video was, what if you are a landscaper, what are you actually selling? Like, well, I sell grass cutting services. Duh.
So what?
You don't. Actually, you're selling Saturdays, because when someone hires you, they're not out there struggling with their lawnmower or their weed eater, sweating, cussing, just miserable. They are instead able to lay in a hammock and sip a pina colada or throw a Frisbee with their kid. Do people do that? Do people throw Frisbees? I don't throw Frisbees with my kids. That's weird.
It's been a minute. Maybe I should do that.
I feel like serial killers throw Frisbees.
Oh gosh, that escalated.
That took a turn.
And also maybe you should be afraid of me. I don't know. I've thrown Frisbees.
I am afraid of you. I'm just kidding. Okay, so you're selling Saturdays. You are selling freedom. You are selling the ability to not have to struggle with lawn care.
Yeah.
you're not selling grass cutting services.
You're also selling pretty yards.
Yes. And there's the ego part.
Makes me look good if my lawn looks better than the neighbor.
I am better than my neighbor. So my lawn better look better than my neighbor. I mean, we don't actually think that because we're
nice.
We're nice people.
Yeah. No,
but the ego of it, that's like our human nature. So, thank you, Ryan Dice, for that lesson. I will carry it near and dear to my heart forever. And it's the best example of, it's the best way to teach a business owner what you actually sell.
Yeah. So not a business owner.
A business owner.
You're not teaching a business owner what you sell.
Yeah.
You're teaching your client.
No, I mean, we're teaching business owners.
I thought you were saying for them to teach people.
No, it's the best example for us to use to teach entrepreneurs, business owners, how to speak to what they actually sell.
100%. So how do they do that? This lawn mowing company, they have their website right now that says, hey, we mow lawns, book an appointment. How do they implement that?
Change the language. Start by combing through your website with a microscope or a magnifying glass, whatever your preferred method of magnification, and change your landing page or your website copy. Like it has to be words that actually speak to, it's literally that simple, words that speak to your customer.
Yeah.
And I feel like, okay, hold on. I was about to say something about copywriting, and I don't want to offend copywriters. Copywriting is a hard thing to do.
Oh yeah, it can be really difficult.
And we know some really talented copywriters.
We do.
There are definitely incredible copywriters and crappy copywriters.
There are crappy copywriters.
But if you're a small business owner, you're probably not going to hire a copywriter because your budget is a little bitty shoestring.
Yeah, you're doing it yourself.
So direct response marketing copy, I feel like, is a good thing to start to learn as a business owner if you're on a small budget. Pick up some books. Have you ever heard of Copywriting Secrets?
Oh, I've heard of that book.
Yeah, a few times. That's a good one to start with. Benson? Yeah, actually, I think it's is it by Russell? It's by someone else.
Oh, I thought it was his book.
I think Russell wrote the foreword.
Oh, maybe that's
I don't know.
what it is.
I'll look at it.
It's been a minute since I've opened it.
I know. I have 2 copies. But Russell speaks in direct response. We've mentioned him a few times. Obviously, we learn from him. Dan Kennedy.
That's a big one.
He's good. He's the god of direct response marketing.
And he's great.
So if you're in that boat, if you are the business owner that we're describing right now, someone who wants to implement copy that speaks to your audience, their ego, their pain points, like we've been describing, and you don't know how and you can't hire a copywriter, start consuming education from Dan Kennedy, Russell Brunson, Ryan Dice, or watch our podcast, listen to our podcast.
Do that. That would be awesome.
Yeah. But you can figure out how to write to your audience without being an expert copywriter just by seeking the knowledge from the right sources.
Yeah. Yeah. So on that lawnmower page, I feel like a really practical explanation would be, hey, are you tired of spending your Saturdays outside in the heat? Let us mow your lawn during the week and enjoy your weekend. That sort of
sold.
Thing.
Done.
You're like,
I don't even care what it costs.
Where do I sign up? Right?
Can you come over right now?
Yes. So
I have a credit card.
So that's like kind of the side by side there.
Yeah.
What other comparisons do we want to make between pretty marketing and profitable marketing? I feel like there is a need to say that profitable marketing isn't ugly.
Sometimes it is.
It can be.
Okay. Side note.
Yeah.
Queen of side notes.
I'm afraid.
I know.
We say side note a lot.
Sometimes the entire conversation, every next statement is another side note. Side note.
Okay.
Side note. Ad campaigns, a lot of times our ugly ads.
Yeah.
Are way more profitable than pretty ads.
Because if you're scrolling,
it's a scroll stopper
on social media and you see something really weird
like,
or ugly.
Example, everyone knows about these ads, the paint ads, not like rolling paint, like Microsoft Paint.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Everyone's seen those by now.
People are like writing words in Microsoft Paint.
Like our marketer quit, buy our product.
Buy our stuff.
So ugly.
Yeah.
But it resonates.
But people stop.
Yeah.
But I think the look of profitable marketing has to be secondary to the choices you make in order to be profitable.
Yes. And hold on. I had another thought.
You want to do ugly marketing.
No, I do. I mean, if it makes money, sure. Why not?
Do whatever makes the money. Right?
I'm in for profit. Okay, so like the differentiation, is that a word? Differentiation?
The differentiators?
Differentiation.
Yeah, the differences between
let's simplify that.
Let's do 5th grade reading level differences.
Thank you. That's also helpful in your marketing copy.
We can talk about that another day.
Another episode. I was just saying how ugly ads sometimes convert really well. You don't want your brand to be an ugly brand, I think, in most cases. So like the difference is be a pretty brand that's profitable and sometimes make ugly ads because they'll convert well. That's like the bringing that to fruition over the finish line so that someone doesn't just take our advice and make a really...
They have like their logo made in Microsoft Paint.
I mean, maybe it would work. We've never tested that.
Let's test it. I want to make someone's logo. If you need a logo, let me know. I would like to make you one in Microsoft Paint.
Let's A/B split test. It's always... Okay, so back on track. Where were we?
Yeah. So differences in pretty versus profitable that are important for people to recognize. Like if I'm a business owner and I have an agency I'm paying right now, or I have a Brenda sitting at the front desk doing some things, what am I looking for?
I thought she was Barbara.
She changed. Well, Brenda was $10 an hour. Barbara charges $12, so we fired her, and now we have Brenda. I don't know. But what am I looking at as far as my website, my feed, to know like what do I need to tell these people? Do I need another agency? Are they doing what they're supposed to for me?
Ooh. I don't know. I feel like you need to just call us and ask us.
Just call. We'll do a website and social media review.
Honestly, it's like very easy for us to tell you what to change on your website to make it convert.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you what to do. I mean, I do, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but I think you take into consideration like all of the things we've just talked about and you're looking. Is there a call to action on your social posts? Is there a clear message at the top of your website? Are you getting sales?
That's the number one.
Ultimately, it's like, are people coming into your business or calling and ordering or ordering
with
online,
their credit card in hand, banging on your door,
saying, I saw your post and I had to have this, or I had to do this.
I saw your Google ad. I saw your marketing email. I saw your website, whatever.
I saw you on TikTok, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you're not hearing that and getting sales, something's off.
I think like the big marker is, like you said, is your revenue where you want it to be?
Yeah.
Like if you are too busy to operate successfully, then you're probably in good shape. Don't change your copy and make people want you more. Don't do that yet. Yeah. If you're too busy and making too much money.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't make too much money.
Don't make too much money. We always have that problem.
Always, man, I hate it so much.
Daily struggle.
Oh my goodness.
But if the marker point number one, when Barbara, who's running
Brenda, Barbara, they work in shifts.
Marker point number two would be, let's look at the language on the heading of your website, the subhead, the call to action. And even like I opened up a website the other day. A client asked us for why has my business been steadily declining for the last how many years? Like 2 years?
Oh gosh, I think it's been a little more than that.
And we said, well, that coincides with the redesign of your website. They went and got a website redesign by an outside agency overseas, and there's zero marketing copy on it. Like literally,
it's actually terrible. Like
I hope they don't listen to this and know we're talking about them.
They kind of need to know. I mean, you told them.
I did, I did tell them. I did. There's no copy on the website that speaks to the ideal audience at all. None. And there was before. Mm-hmm. So they went into like the super minimalist, sleek style vibe that had zero copy speaking to the audience. So I told him, that's why your business is declining. I think we've told him a few five times throughout the last 2 years.
Oh shoot, I really don't have any business. We're like, we've been telling you.
Yeah. So marketing copy on the website and social posts.
Yeah.
Best place to start.
I think first glance, is it about you or is it about the person looking at it? That's what you've got to pay attention to. That's ultimately.
And like step 2C, are we going to A, 2B, 2C?
I don't even know what's happening.
Who am I? Where am I? The next kind of filter to look at your marketing through would be, if I don't have good marketing copy right now, because you've probably identified that you don't, go through your features and benefits, because you're probably talking all about your features, not your benefits. So then
ask the so what.
So what? Go through your list of like, I sell hair highlighting services. I'm a hairstylist and I hair highlight.
Say that.
And I hair highlight.
I highlight the hair.
I highlight the hair. Why does my customer care? So what? Go through all of your marketing copy, ask yourself, so what? And then put the so what answer onto your website.
Yeah.
It's like that simple.
It really is.
And you can hire an expert copywriter. You could hire an agency like ours to do your marketing copy, and we would knock it out of the park.
We're awesome. We're really awesome.
We're great. But if you're on a shoestring budget, that's not a good option for you. So you can figure that part out yourself by asking yourself, so what? And then logically stringing words together that make sense.
Yeah. So to put a bow on it here, who is pretty marketing for? Like, I think there is a place for pretty marketing.
Are you Coca-Cola?
Are you making enough money that you can afford to just be pretty?
If you're a hair salon and you have as many stylists as you want filling your chairs, and y'all are booked out 6+ months with a waiting list,
no one can get in. They want in so bad. Yeah.
Then take the foot off the gas in terms of focusing on your marketing copy, because you are at a different place right now.
You're at a different place. Yeah.
Focus on scaling, focus on expanding, focus on other things. But if you are trying to put butts in seats at your salon and fill those chairs and grow your business, then marketing copy is an area where you need to start.
Yeah.
Going back to pretty, when to focus on pretty. Focus on your branding and having a really aesthetic site and social posts when your business is so big that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Like you said, Coca-Cola, literally, that's a real thing.
I mean, I know their marketing matters, but it's not.
I'm going to buy Coke if I see a commercial or not.
I love Coke Zero. Coke Zero. I love Coke Zero.
Me too.
Yesterday, I asked my husband, he said, I'm going to the gas station to get Gatorades. And I was like, can you get me Coke Zero? Girl,
Always.
Guess what he came home with?
Was it a regular Coke?
A 2-liter of Diet
Ew,
Coke.
that is not the same
Why?
thing.
And the problem with the 2-liter is like you open it and then the fizzy goes away.
Yeah,
like I want
Fizzy.
individual, cold, fizzy, crisp Coke Zeros.
Yeah. But they don't need to market to me. I already want it.
I want one right now.
Do pretty marketing. Let's go get a Coke Zero.
Let's go get a Coke. Let's do it. So yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you got something out of this. It's our first episode. So, we'll grow as we go here, but follow along, join us.
We will be releasing more episodes.
Yes. On the regular.
Yes.
About all the topics that matter to business owners, about marketing their business.
Yeah, our primary focus is to help startups. Actually, I think that with these episodes, we'll be helping businesses of all industries and all sizes throughout different episodes. Because truly, our client base we have coaching clients who are just launching and can't afford to pay for an agency. We have small businesses. We have medium. We have clients that make $90 million a year.
Yeah.
So we can really provide like value to businesses of all sizes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So until next time.
Ad Baddies out.
Ad Baddies out.